Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, £2 coin hunt part number 60. As I promised, today we will do a mega coin hunt. In front of us we've got 4 bags of coins with a local change paid into my local post office. Our target for today is to find the last 2 coins required for this year's book. Scotland Commonwealth Games and Rio Handover, which are the 5th and the 6th scarcest commemoratives £2 coins. Today's video probably gonna be a little bit longer than usual, so take a cup of tea and enjoy the show. And here is our first commemorative of the hunt. The 2007 Act for the Abolition of the Slave Trade. It is a fairly common commemorative £2 coin design with a mintage figure of 8,445,000 coins minted. No DG initials below the number 7 means it is circulated variety. There is another one. It's St. Paul's Cathedral, end of the World War II from 2005. It is the highest minted commemorative £2 coin design with a mintage exceeding 10 million coins minted. We will check the etch inscription. Victory. So the etch inscription is correct. There is another commemorative. The 2007 Act of Union is another fairly common commemorative £2 coin design with a mintage figure of over 7.5 million coins minted. Correct rotation on that one. Oh, and there we've got the first proper keeper. This is a coin from the Isle of Man, rally cars from the year 1998. We found that one already 3 times, so this one is the 4th coin of this year. Nice find, and there is no mintage figures for that one. There is another St. Paul's Cathedral. Victory, magnanimity, so no etch error. Followed quickly by another Act of Union. Correct rotation. And there is also steam locomotive. Richard Trevithick steam locomotive from the year 2004. Fairly common design with a mintage figure of 5,004,500 coins minted. The next commemorative of today's hunt is Gunpowder Plot from 2005. It is a common coin unless we found it with rotation error, so always it is worth checking it. The mintage for this coin is 5,140,500. And there is also Brunel's Achievements, Arches at Paddington Station. A pretty highly minted coin. The mintage for this one is 7,452,250 pieces put into circulation. Another St. Paul's Cathedral there. Correct etch inscription on that one. And then another Act of Union. Correct rotation. One more Gunpowder Plot then. No error on that one. Another Slave Trade. Pretty nice and shiny. Oh, there is another nice find. 2008 London Olympic Centenary. It is a proper keeper and a very low minted coin. Only 910,000 coins were put into circulation. The local change gave us a quiet few of them 2 hands back. And then Brunel's portrait. It is a sister coin for Brunel's achievements, which we already found today. It is a very common coin with a minted just below 8 million, however, there is no etch inscription error on that one, so we will check it. Kingdom Brunel, so no error on this coin. And the last one is another gunpowder plot with correct rotation. Another Act of Union there. Correct rotation for the 4th time today. And another gunpowder plot. Correct rotation on that one as well. Another Brunel achievements. Followed by Rugby World Cup from the year 1999. It is the first bimetallic circulated commemorative £2 coin design, fairly common, nearly 5 million coins were minted, and there is no rotation error on that one. One more Brunel achievements there. Another Brunel's portrait. Correct etch inscription. Yeah, I can see another Brunel's portrait there. No error on that one. One more St. Paul's Cathedral. Correct etch inscription. And the last coin of this handful, another Rugby World Cup with correct rotation. The next one is DNA Double Helix. A very cool design and a common coin issued back in 2003. The mintage for this one is 4,299,000. And the last coin of this handful, another slave trade. Now we've got Marconi wireless transmission, a coin issued back in 2001, also fairly common. Over 4.5 million coins were put into circulation. Another Brunel achievements there. One more St. Paul's Cathedral. No etch error. And then one more Brunel's portrait. Isambard Kingdom Brunel, so no etch error on that one either. Another gunpowder plot there. Now we've got another very nice find. The 2008 Beijing Handover. This coin isn't required for the current book anymore, we found it 2 hands ago. But still it is a great find, 918,000 coins were put into circulation. It is a proper keeper. One more St. Paul's Cathedral then. Correct etch inscription. A little break, guys. I just find out I missed Rugby World Cup there. So yeah, we've got another Rugby World Cup with correct rotation. One more slave trade, very nice and shiny. Then one more St. Paul's Cathedral. Correct etch inscription. Another gunpowder plot. One more DNA double helix there. One more Richard Trevithick steam locomotive. And there is another one. Steam locomotive once again. And another DNA double helix. Another Rugby World Cup there. Correct rotation. And that's all from the first bag. Yeah, it was a pretty busy bag, plenty of commemoratives and 3 decent finds so far. Still nothing for the book. Now it's time for bag number 2. There is another St. Paul's. Correct etch inscription on that one. Another slave trade, also in pretty good condition, especially reverse. There is another one. There is another steam locomotive. Followed quickly by another Brunel achievements. Steam locomotive once again. Followed quickly by another Octavian, chance for rotation error. Sadly, not this time. And there is another St. Paul's Cathedral. We're probably gonna find many more. Correct etch inscription on this one. And another Act of Union with correct rotation. And then, very nice find again, another Beijing Handover. Beijing Handover once again, for the 3rd time today. Another steam locomotive. There is another gunpowder plot. Boom! It is very cool find. It is another coin from the Isle of Man, the Round Tower Peel Castle from the year 2006. It is a very cool find, especially I don't have any of those coins in my collection yet. So this one will be added to my main book with the Isle of Man coins. Very nice. The Nomista website doesn't provide us with any vintage figures for that coin. Then another St. Paul's. No error on that one. Another Brunel's portrait. No error on this coin. Then another Act of Union with correct rotation. There is another one. No rotation error on that one either. Another slave trade there. Followed by another one. Another Marconi wireless transmission there. For the second time today. One more slave trade. And one more Act of Union with correct rotation. There is another Brunel achievements. Another Act of Union. One more Brunel achievements then. Slave trade once again. And another steam locomotive. Another gunpowder plot. Correct rotation. One more steam locomotive. Another Act of Union. Correct rotation. Another slave trade. Act of Union once again. No rotation. One more gunpowder plot. Another Marconi. One more slave trade. Very shiny. And another Marconi. And that's all coins from the back number 2. So, no many changes on the desk. We've got one very cool addition for my collection, the Isle of Man coin from 2006, but still we didn't hit any of those coins which we need for the current book. Now it's time for back number 3. There is another DNA double helix. Another gunpowder plot after that. Another St. Paul's Cathedral then. Correct edge inscription. There is another one. That one is correct as well. One more gunpowder plot. Another act of union. Correct rotation. One more Beijing handover. It is already the 4th coin. And then another coin from the Isle of Man. It is another very cool find. I don't have that coin in my collection for sure. Date 2003 and the die mark is AB. The Torvalds cross. It is a very cool find indeed. I am over moon with that coin. One more St. Paul's Cathedral then. Correct edge inscription. And another Brunel's portrait. No error on that one as well. And there is another Brunel's achievements. One more DNA double helix then. And another gunpowder plot with correct rotation. One more steam locomotive. Followed by one more DNA double helix. There is another slave trade. Slave trade once again. And we've got Commonwealth Games over there. I didn't saw flag yet, so fingers crossed, guys. So unfortunately, guys, it is not the flag which we need for the current book. It is Commonwealth Games England from the year 2002. It is a very cool coin indeed, with a mintage figure of just 650,500 pieces put into circulation. One of the rarest commemoratives out there, but sadly not the one which I need. Following that, another DNA double helix. And then one more St. Paul's Cathedral, end of the World War II, with correct edge inscription. One more Act of Union, correct rotation. Then we've got another Marconi. One more Brunel's achievements. I can see another Act of Union there. Let's check it for rotation error. Sadly not. One more St. Paul's Cathedral. Correct edge inscription. Another St. Paul's Cathedral then. Victory, magnanimity, correct edge inscription on that one. Quickly followed by another Marconi wireless transmission. One more Brunel's achievements. Quickly followed by another Marconi. One more Brunel's portrait then. Correct edge inscription. Another DNA double helix. And there is something new. It is Lord Kitchener from the year 2014. A very common coin unless we found a mule error. On the bottom of the obverse there are words £2 which is present and correct for this design, so sadly not an error. The mintage for this one is 5,720,000. Another Marconi there. Quickly followed by another St. Paul's. No error on that one. There is another gunpowder plot. Correct rotation. Followed by another Brunel's achievements. And then another gunpowder plot. Boom! There we go! Finally, in the last hunt of the year we found Scotland Commonwealth Games. Fantastic find for the book. The mintage figure for this one is 771,750 pieces put into circulation. And now to complete this set we need to find just Rio Handover and the 2025 £2 collection will be completed. Fingers crossed, we still have many bags to go. There is another DNA double helix. Another steam locomotive. One more Brunel's portrait there. Correct edge inscription on that one. Another London Olympic centenary there for the second time today. There is another slave trade. Another Act of Union there. Correct rotation. And the last coin of this bag is Richard Trevithick's steam locomotive. So yeah, it was bag number 3. We've hit one of the coins which we need for the current book. Just one more to go, and I hope so we're gonna find this Rio Handover over there. Time for bag number 4. One more DNA double helix there. Here it is. Another gunpowder plot. Correct rotation. Another slave trade. One more Brunel achievements. Another steam locomotive. Followed quickly by another gunpowder plot with correct rotation. And there is also another Brunel achievements. One more steam locomotive. Another act of union there. Correct rotation. Steam locomotive once again. And another Brunel's portrait. No edge error on this one. One more slave trade there. Another Brunel's portrait. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Brunel portrait once again. No edge inscription error on that one. And one more gunpowder plot with correct rotation. Another St. Paul's Cathedral. No edge around this one. One more act of union. Correct rotation on that one. There is another one. It's fine as well. One more slave trade then. Another Brunel's portrait. Correct edge inscription. We've got Brunel's achievements. And then another Brunel's portrait. Yeah, that one is fine. And then another slave trade. Another St. Paul's. Correct edge inscription. One more steam locomotive. Another act of union. Another gunpowder plot. Correct rotation. Then another steam locomotive. Here. And another act of union. Correct rotation on that one. And there is another St. Paul's. One more act of union. Correct rotation. And one more gunpowder plot with correct rotation as well. Another Brunel achievement. Another Brunel's portrait. Correct edge inscription on this one. One more Rugby World Cup, pretty nice and shiny, sadly doesn't rotate. It's here. Then another act of union, correct rotation. There is another Beijing handover. It's not the one we need Rio Handover. One more St. Paul's Cathedral. And time for the last bag, last 10 coins. And that's it for today. So yeah, it was very successful hunt, I am more than pleased with it. For me, the star finds of the hunt are those 3 coins in the top row, the 2002 Scotland Commonwealth Games, which was the last Commonwealth Game coin required for the current book, and 2 coins from the Isle of Man, which are new types for my collection. We've hit another England Commonwealth Games, the Isle of Man rally cars, which is a duplicate, 2 London Olympic centenaries, and as many as 5 Beijing handovers. Unfortunately, we didn't complete this year's book. We didn't found Rio Handover this year, but that's not a problem. Probably we will find few of them next year. More statistic of what we found with Mrs. M I will upload in the next video on Wednesday, so keep an eye out for this video. And meanwhile, if you watch this video all the way through, big thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and also please turn on notifications so you're not gonna miss any new content. See you next time, and bye for now.